Good day. Happy December 1st, aka the start of the ending of 2011, the first day of the month. It is yours truly. No, not DJ Jesus Beats' little brother, cousin, or the small guy that lives inside of DJ Jesus Beats. No, so playing. It's yours truly, brother Edwin. Once again, I definitely have some things in my mind. I definitely want to get out to you guys out there. A lot of things that's been of concern. We've been speaking about for a little while now with regards to the DJs. So let's just jump right into it. First thing, who are we? I'm hearing I've heard a lot of different things. People not understanding who we are in terms of the One Accord DJ Alliance. We are not a record pool. That's what Higher Ground and Kingdom affiliates do. That's their thing, so we let them do their thing. We're not a record pool. We encompass a little bit more than that. But most importantly, basically, the One Accord DJ Alliance is meant for those individuals who are seriously involved in the gospel industry. Whether you're a graphic designer, you're a promoter, you're an artist, obviously a DJ, anything in the industry, you're seriously involved. Even if you only, you work the industry part-time, you might only, do 10, 20 hours a week in terms of the industry, in terms of industry-related work. But if you work with full-time effort, then we definitely want to connect with you. We may be, a good match for each other. But at the same time, if your work ethic is not industry standard, if you will, then we may not necessarily be the group for you. The reason I say that is because a lot of times, as of late, I'm seeing a lot more invites of people requesting to join a One Accord group. But if the person that's being invited to our group necessarily right now may not be a best fit for them. I mean, we may not be a best fit for them, and they may not be a best fit for us. We don't want to start forming that relationship. Not to say that they can't work it out, but if their passion and their work ethic and how they carry themselves says, listen, I know I don't have all the skills right now, but I'm real passionate about doing this and getting this together, and I want to connect with some people who can do that, then we definitely want to connect with them. Because I'm not really concerned as much about how long you've been in the industry, 10, 20 years, so on and so forth. But if your work ethic and the way you go about doing things is not necessarily something that we would necessarily want to align ourselves with, then now might not be the best time. So it's fine. I mean, there's no hard feelings, no love lost, anything along those lines. But we just want to make sure we're best fit for each other because we want to connect the right people with the right people and make sure iron continues to sharpen iron. Because I don't know everything, and everybody in the group doesn't know everything. But with the amount of information that we all bring to the table, we can all help each other become that much better. So just please keep that in mind when you're inviting different people to the group. If you're an artist, graphic designer, fine, that doesn't bother me. Radio promotion, radio programmer, it doesn't really matter. I mean, generally, this group is not for like fans. People are like, oh, I really like the music and I want to join you guys' group. Now, not necessarily. We want people who are really putting in work, people who are behind the scenes making things happen, on stage making things happen. Those are the type of people we want in this group. We want, maybe if you're a financial advisor, that might be a benefit to the group. We want to talk to that person too. Why not? Because we all need that solid advice. But enough about that. Any other questions, y'all can definitely email me. Y'all know how to find me. Next thing, which has been a hot topic pretty much all year and for the past few years, is mixtapes. For me, I feel as if this way. When the minute you tell me the mixtape is being done, the minute I hear the word mixtapes, my mind automatically, and this is based on the way I grew up and the mixtape that I grew up listening to, I'm automatically thinking what DJ put it out. If there's no DJ on it, as far as I'm concerned, it's not a mixtape. It's a buzz tape. You don't know what a buzz tape is? Look down below, somewhere below this video. At least if you're looking at this on a Facebook wall, you'll be able to see exactly what a buzz tape is. If you don't know, once again, email me. I'll be more than happy to give you the definition. But with that being said, with all these quote-unquote mixtapes being put out, I think it's now time that real mixtapes make a surge back to the forefront. So what I propose is that as the One Accord DJ Alliance, that we oversaturate the industry with proper mixtapes. I don't care what your name is as a DJ. If you have the skills to make it happen, let's make it happen. So we're talking, I guess you can call it the Occupy Mixtape Series. We're gonna just oversaturate the industry with a lot of quality mixtapes, do as many mixtapes we can get done in a fair amount of time. And we want to be quality with it as well. I don't want to have us put out 100 mixtapes in a month and they're all garbage. or they're not as good as they could be. If anything, we might as well hold back. We might as well release 2, 3 a month or something to that effect. But we want to make sure, because what happens with the proper mixtapes being done, now we show the industry how it should be done. 2, it helps you as the DJ expand your brand, and also helps the One Accord expand our brand. So it works hand in hand. Also, for those who've been on a conference call for the past couple of weeks, you know some of the artists that we've talked to. Some of them have, we brought the idea to them and say, well, listen, would you be interested, open to the idea of doing a mixtape with us? And some of the artists is like, yeah, they're definitely with it. So I definitely want to see us getting into that realm. So it's not a versus of us versus them, so to speak. So now, how cool would it be if we had a mixtape done, let's say, hosted by, I don't know, Lecrae, Jafia Life, featuring exclusive tracks by those artists. I don't care, even if it's Rance Allen, Kirk Franklin, Isaac Curry, Leandra Johnson, Toby Mac, Skillet, I don't care. If these artists are willing to host a mixtape with us, we want to get in there. We want to get this exclusive music pushed out. So now we can oversaturate the industry, because ultimately the DJs are the industry. Now, I don't say that with a prideful spirit or anything to that effect. For those of you that were in New York in 2009, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say we are the industry. When I say we as in the DJs. I by no means consider myself to be a DJ, but I understand that nothing happens without a DJ. Music doesn't get played. No matter how much music you push out, if a DJ is not spinning it, nobody's hearing it, nobody's buying your record, increasing your sales. That's ultimately what it comes down to. If it's a push button DJ, turntable DJ, doesn't matter. If no DJ plays your record, nobody hears you. Nobody buys your music. That's what it comes down to. So DJs, we are the industry. So it's time for us to really stand up and show the industry what a true mixtape is like and what we can do. So coming next year, there's going to be a lot of mixtapes coming out from the One Accord brand. And I just want us to continue to just push forward. All you DJs that's doing a great job and doing what you're doing right now, continue on. So we just want to help you take that brand to the whole nother level. My last thing I want to talk about, not my last thing, my second last thing, is radio. Radio is going to be very important. Radio still is very important as far as I'm concerned. In 2012, I want to see us get into more radio. And I'm not just talking the internet-only radio. I'm talking terrestrial radio and satellite radio. Shout out to my man Josh over there at Elect Recordings, who had a show on satellite radio. Now, that's the only holy hip-hop urban gospel show I've ever heard of being on satellite radio. So there's a lot we can learn from Josh over there at Elect. So shout out to him as well. And don't forget to send your playlist over to him. But I'll get back to that in a second. So, going back to what I was saying about radio. Radio is very important because of this. For this, I know I might be preaching to the choir on this, at least to some of you. But this is why radio is very important. We can't forget the importance of radio, even with all these technological advancements. A song comes out, it goes to radio. Let's say you're in a market that has a station that's on 24/7. It goes to radio. Once it gets to radio, let's say a show is on 5 days a week. So that's 5 potential spins per se that a song is getting throughout the week. Now you multiply that over a 4-week period. That's 20 spins in a month. That's a potentially good saturation that a song can get, at least at minimum, in a particular market. So now that creates a buzz in that market for that particular artist. So now when the artist gets ready to come to that area via a promoter, it makes it that much easier for people to show up. Like now, a lot of times, especially in gospel rap, in certain areas, it's more or less pockets of people showing up in masses as opposed to across the board. So if this was like a secular act, like Lil Wayne could draw the same amount of numbers relative to that population, let's say in the Northeast, as he would be able to in California or down south, because his music's everywhere. So now, if we have more DJs on radio, more avenues are being opened up for more urban gospel music to be played. So it makes it that much easier for, let's say, for instance, if you're a promoter, to bring an artist into your city, especially like where I live in a smaller market. It makes it that much easier for me to bring in somebody like a Molly Music or something to that effect. And then it makes it easier for more people to show up, so that way the promoter can recoup their finances from that. And then from there, it makes it better for the DJ, because the DJ now has a bigger audience to spin to, a bigger crowd, which in turn helps the branding of that particular DJ in that market. Now, the artist is obviously they're going to be bringing merchandise to be able to sell. So that's more merch is being sold after the show. So now everybody's happy. This is why radio is very important. When we don't have radio as much as we do in certain markets, Now it's strictly internet. Now people gotta look out for, look to find you on the internet. Now when people come to your city, it's a matter of who? Oh yeah, I think I heard about him. Oh wait a minute, who's that again? Oh yeah, I heard him on such and such and such. But when it's saturated everywhere, everybody knows it. Even if you don't want to know it, it'll end up getting to you somehow, some way. That's really how it is. You look at secular radio. A lot of the songs on secular radio nowadays, I mean, let's be honest. It's not the best. It's trash. But even secular DJs are like, oh, that's trash. But it's everywhere. Why? Because it's hitting radio. Because it's in a network. But now we have more DJs at radio. Now that's more music being pushed out. And there's more concerts being brought. And now we can potentially talk about doing tours for artists. Versus an artist saying, okay, I can only tour in the South because that's where my numbers are the biggest. Versus saying I can tour in the South, I can tour in the North, I can tour in the East. The size of the crowd is still going to be relative based on the fact that more people know me in these areas. So, which in turn ultimately gets more of the message of the good news out. So, last but not least, playlists. Don't forget, continue to send your playlist. If you've never sent in a playlist before, now is a good time to start. You can send your playlist, network, build your relationships. That's a good place to start. But don't don't neglect that relationship that you built with that label person. Playlists are very important because it gives the artist to know what's being played in what particular market. Playlists are very important because now it helps show you're accountable to the music that you're getting back to the label. So even if you say I only got 10 songs this month, that's fine. That's a good start. But don't let your minimums be your maximums. So you might say I got 10 songs this month. Maybe you want to increase it next month to 20 songs and say, okay, these are my top 20 songs of the month. Especially if you don't have a weekly radio show, you can do at least 20 songs. I don't care if you only do gospel music, so quote unquote, for about 2 hours a week. You can do 20 songs. You can find 20 hot songs in a month and submit it to someone. No more. We're gonna just take these 5 songs. No, we all have to step it up. I have to step it up. We all have to step it up. In order for us to get to where we need to go, we all have to step it up. Come on, people. We children of the King. So we gotta bring the best for the best. So with that being said, I definitely want to just tell you all happy holidays, Merry Christmas, happy welcome back NBA. So God bless you all, but don't forget playlist, radio, mixtapes. Playlist, radio, mixtapes. Ready? Playlist, radio, mixtapes. Playlist, radio, mixtapes. All right, let me stop. With that being said, yours truly, Brother Edwin. I love you all. Thank you very much. Y'all be talking to me. I'll be sending something out again before the year is out. So take care. God bless. Love you all. Want to call DJ Alliance. Want to call DJs. Y'all know how we do. Love y'all. Peace.